Hi all, welcome to the new session. Today we will be discussing about Ansible and we will try to cover a lab as well. In the previous session, actually, we have discussed, we just got some introduction on Ansible, what is Ansible and all. So I'm just reviewing that first of all. As we said, as part of IAC, we have a lot of tools like Terraform, Ansible, and there are different tools too, like Chef, Puppet. There are different tools we have, and the main, most important popular tools are Terraform and Ansible. And among these, Terraform is mainly for infrastructure provisioning, and Ansible is mainly for configuration management. Okay, so we just got an introduction about what's Ansible, what's the area that they will be working on. We just go through some examples like there if there are some different servers that we have in cloud or somewhere. If we need to manage these servers from a single point of what we can say local system or something, with the help of some kind of code or structures, then we can use Ansible. So basically these connections things will be happening with the help of SSH, which means it will be leveraging on port 22. So whether we need to power up, turn on, or like we need to perform any task, any upgrades or that kind of things, it can be taken care by Ansible if we have mentioned that kind of things in our Ansible files. So when it comes to Ansible, all the files are actually YAML based files, like YAML files we have. So we will see there are different kind of files that we have, right? In Terraform, we heard about configuration files, which is basically have some .tf extension. Same as this here, we will call the files generally as a playbook. Okay, playbook. Just remember this name. So normally we will say that Ansible playbook, which means it's basically a YAML file. Do you remember what's a YAML file? We already created YAML file whenever we did those creation of CI/CD pipelines. We basically inside that YAML, what we did was like there is some kind of task or some task that we mentioned, like publishing or creating something or like that. We mentioned some task and subtask we did. So one by one task will be executed one after the other, and it get executed and the pipeline will work. So similarly, we are using YAML, and here also we will have that kind of not a complex one, like it will be a very easy to understand kind of files that we will have in YAML file when it comes to playbook. Okay, so the main thing is if we are doing something in Ansible, we need a playbook, which is basically in a YAML format. So we need a playbook. Okay, we can call it as an Ansible playbook or something. Okay, that is the first point. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Second thing is there is something called inventory. Okay, inventory is something, nothing but here we have, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 servers, let's say. So basically in Ansible, we will call these 6 servers as inventory. Okay, for example, if I say what's what's my inventory or what all things is inside my inventory, then I can say that okay, these are these six servers I have in my inventory. So what we will do inside that inventory is basically we will mention few things like we can mention what's the target that we are looking into. Currently, we are looking into this. This is our target, right? These are the group of servers that we have, whether it may be in a cloud or wherever it is. But currently, we are targeting these servers, right? So that just targets are mentioned inside this inventory. This will be basically a text file. Okay, no other specification kind of things will be there. Basically, this will be a text file. Okay.
Okay.
So ideally, we need two files, which is a playbook and the other is an inventory. Playbook will be a YAML file and inventory will be a text file, normal file. Okay. So that's the basic requirement. Yeah, Sufyan, do you have any questions? Just ask.
No, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's say if we are creating something or we are starting performing something with Ansible, ideally we will have a playbook and an inventory. Okay, and it's like that. So I hope you got my point. This is the structure how this Ansible will work. Okay, so for our lab, what we are going to do is, yeah, and yeah, here the connection will be, this is the local system, right? Let's say I have a local system, whether it's a deployed in cloud or our local system, whatever it may be, that's no issues on that. From here, we'll be trying to connect with the port SSH and we can do some kind of installations or configurations or some things inside the service. Okay. So in our lab, what we are trying to do is, first of all, we will use a machine. We can call it as a host or something that we will install Ansible in that. So in one machine, what we have, we will install Ansible. Basically, Ansible is an agentless one, which means we need Ansible to be installed only in the host, which means if we are working from our local system or in our own laptop or something, then we need to install Ansible over there. And we don't need to install anything inside these servers to get the task done. Okay, that's why we are coding it as an agentless one. Okay. And
So does
yeah.
it mean like are we going to install the Ansible in our local machine?
Yeah, what I'm doing is currently I have three VMs, okay? Three VMs. Three VMs I created in cloud because I don't want to be messy within my laptop. That's why I created two. Otherwise, like I can use these two VMs and I can use my my personal laptop, but I didn't like I don't want that. That's why I just chose three VMs. Okay. So this is the Ansible one. Okay, Ansible means Ansible host I have. So I need to install Ansible here. These are the target ones. Okay, T1, T2, or we can mention server one and server two. Okay, so from this host to these servers, basically that connection will be happened with the help of SSH. Okay, and this is how we are going to work. Like we will create three VMs. Okay, one is for the as an Ansible host, and the other two are like our target ones or the group of servers. We can call it like that. So basically, that's our plan. And with the help of Ansible, we will configure something inside these servers. Okay. Let's say we will configure one Nginx server. Do you remember we created with that in Docker and AKS whenever we do that? Do you remember that? Same way, like we'll be provisioning, we will be configuring an Nginx server. Okay. Do you get the idea?
Yes, sir. So basically,
Mm.
these three are the virtual machines, and
Mm.
in one virtual machine, we are going to install the Ansible and all,
Yes.
and the remaining two servers, we are we are installing the Nginx and all servers.
Yeah, with the help of Ansible. We will not
Ansible.
use any, like, we will not go to this VM and install anything. We will install it from here itself. Okay. Okay, we
Okay.
will try to do that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's say I'm taking these two servers for now. In real environment, there may be 100 servers. Okay, or maybe there may be different scenarios like different servers. So you can handle that situations if we are able to understand how it is happening. Okay, so for that purpose, uh, I have already created VMs, okay, because I don't need to spend time to create VMs. Just basic VMs I created, okay. You can see one test VM here and server one and server two. Both are like both have every VM have public IPs and like it's running. Basically, I didn't configure anything much. Okay, if you want to
So
see,
are
yeah,
they all in the same subnet?
yeah, I can show you when I go to the resource group. See, yeah, this is the VNet I have. Okay, this is the VNet. I didn't configure this basically. Like whenever we're creating a VM, it will ask, right? And we can we can put it as default, right? Like the ways I created. I didn't bother about what all things we have inside that. It only have one default subnet. So inside that only each and every VM resides. Okay, got it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because I don't have multiple subnets, so all are residing in a single subnet.
Same subnet. Okay.
But that doesn't matters because even if we have multiple subnets, no issues on that. Okay, if there is no restrictions in network, then no issues. Okay, so I just basically did just randomly created three VMs. Three, what kind of VMs I created? I created Linux VMs. Okay, server is deallocated servers to. Let me start it first. Okay, it will run. Let's see. So that's the idea. So I just connected it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, yeah, I started this. See, I have three servers, right? So three VMs basically I have. So what I'm doing is this VM plus 001, right? This I will use as the Ansible host, which means this will be the VM test I have. Okay, I'll install Ansible and all inside that. Okay, so
Okay.
okay, for that I need to log in to that server, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so meanwhile, this server is I'm not using password here. Okay, I'm using key. Do you remember whenever we are creating a VM, we can mention that whether it needs a what a password or a public key, right? What I did was I just selected SSH public key. So what it will do is if I need to request to generate a new file, it will download, it will show as a file. We can download that. Okay. So this is the uh, See, this is the file that I have downloaded. Where it is, where it is. Yeah, this is the file that I got. Okay. VM test 001 key.pem. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So I am authenticating with a SSH key. I'm not with the password. Okay. Why I am seeing like experimenting this is because normally I most of all times I used passwords, but it's also needed to be familiar with the SSH keys as well. That's why.
Okay.
Okay. Then normally what we will do SSH, then the username at the rate IP, right? This is how we will SSH, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, here the command is similar, but there is some difference. Okay, some difference means we need to mention the key. Okay, actually where the key was, we need to mention that. So for that, actually we need to use a flag called -i. -i means we need to mention the key locations. Okay. So what I'm doing is, this is my key location. So I'll right click and I'll copy as path. Okay. I'll copy as path, then minimize. Then I'll paste that into here. And I'll remove this codes as well. Okay. So I just mentioned the location of that file. That's it. Got it? Are you following?
Can you repeat once, sir? I mean, I didn't get the link.
Okay. You will get, I can show in another way. If you go to VM, if you click on connect, okay, it will show these two options. Okay. From here,
Yes.
we can connect with the help of native SSH. If we select this, it will give us a command. See, SSH -i, one kind of things that you are getting right here.
Yes.
This is what I'm mentioning. SSH is a keyword to SSH to that VM. -i is to locate. Actually, we downloaded one file, right? I have one file here. I need to reference this file because this is the key. Okay, this is the authentication key that I need to supply. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm taking the path of this. So that's why I'm copy as path. Sorry, not this one, this one. Copy as path. And then I pasted it over here and I removed that codes, which means I need to take an SSH with the help of this key. That's it. Okay. This is the key file. This is
Okay,
the
sir.
key file. Okay. If I need to access this VM, I need this key file. Otherwise, I can't. Got it?
Yeah, yes, I got it.
That's why I referenced these details over here. Okay. Then, and I can mention the Azure user. That is my username. At the rate, what's the public IP? Okay, this is the public IP. Okay, enter. So I'm able to log in, right? See, Azure user VM, I am login, right?
Okay.
Okay. So please remember this command. -i flag is using to point out the key. Okay. We need a PEM file and this username and normally the public IP. Okay. So the PEM file is basically a key that we need to have with us to access a server if the authentication is happening with the help of an SSH key. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we are just trying to log in the virtual machine. That's it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did that. Earlier, what we did was we used username and at the rate IP, and they will ask for password, and we put the password, right?
Yes.
But
This is the other way.
yeah, this is the alternative way, and this is the recommended way. Okay. So basically, whenever we creating, opt out the SSH key and ignore the password. And then once you create a VM, it will ask us to download the key file. Okay. Then you can download it.
So, sir,
So,
but
hmm.
what about the on-work site? I mean, should we go with the password? I mean, login ID password thing, or should we just go with the SSH thing?
Most of the company will follow this.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Why I didn't say it before is now you go like now you have idea on okay, I can use like username at the rate IP and I can input password, then they will permit us. But this is the alternate way. Now you will go to okay, this is how I can do. Otherwise, if I explained it before also, you will be get confused, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you got it right. The basic thing is we need to download that PEM file and we need to map it like with the help of -i. So it will be mapped. Whatever the location we have, we need to just mention that location and the username at the rate the public IP. So we don't need to input any details in between because it's a authentication that is happening in between. And if that key is matching, it will log in. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Got it?
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, perfect. So I am into the machine. Now let's come to the point. Now I need to install Ansible over here. Okay. So the first task I will do is I will install Ansible. Okay. Actually, LSB release -a. This is a command to understand what version of the Ubuntu or what version of the machine that we are currently running on. Here we are running on 24.4, right? So just make a note of it. LSB _ release -a. This is a command to understand the distributor and what kind of flavor of Linux that we are using. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, make a note of it. And now then what we will do is like, we will go to install. Let me take one window in 1 second. I'm just searching for install Ansible on Ubuntu 24.4. This is how you can do basically. You will get, yeah, this is the official documentation of Ansible. So installing Ansible on Ubuntu. Okay. So here what we can do is, yeah, to configure, yeah, this is one update. Should I apt update, should I apt install software port? Okay. If we have this much, then it will install. Okay. These are the commands that we need to run. Yeah, no issues, no issues. If you wanted to ask something, you can put it in the chat so that I will take it up from there. No issues, okay? So this is what I need to do. Yeah, basically the commands. I hope you got it. So what I'll do, right? Basically, what we can do is, do you remember? Let me take something for you. I'm just taking it. Okay, I'm opening one older this thing. So do you remember we have created a Docker data such shell files to install those things? Similarly, I'm creating a new file and I'll mention all these commands in that. And I'll save it as file save as. Okay, what I'll say, right? I'll save it as ansible.sh. Okay. See. Okay, so now it is saved. And what I'll do, right? I'll create one file over here also. Vim ansible.sh. This is basically for what I said. So I'm just okay. If you have any questions or something, you can ask. Okay. Currently, I'm just taking up those details. Okay. So here what we have ansible.sh file that we have, right? From here that what we need to do, we need to run it, right? Bash. Then we can mention the ansible.sh file. Let me try to do that. Okay, it is checking, it is started running those commands. Let's see how it will work. Yeah, it is asking, I want to continue. Yes. It is installing all. It is installing Ansible. I'm not doing any rocket science. I'm just running that commands. Let's see how that is responding. Let's wait for few minutes. Let them get installed. So currently what we did was we have installed Ansible file. Sorry, Ansible. Next thing that we need to do is, do you remember we need two things? One is a playbook and another is a inventory. Okay, so playbook, in playbook, we need to mention some task and role, and inventory, we need to mention what all resources, like what are the tasks that we are looking into. Okay. Meanwhile, I think, okay, it's loading. Okay, so let me try and Ansible configuration, whether this is the first. Yeah, Ansible, it is installed, right? Okay, so that means Ansible installation is successful. Great. Let me clear this. So our installation process is completed. Any questions on this? Just ask. Otherwise, I'll move on. You can put it in the chat, no issues. And now, next what I will do, right? Next, let me create one inventory file. Okay, inventory file, it will be a text file itself. Okay, so let me create a vim inventory.txt. In that file, what all things I will mention is, I'll mention one thing. Let me create Ansible target one. Okay, Ansible host. Here I need to mention the public IP. Okay, so the public IP of the VM. Currently, we are trying to connect to which VMs? We are like our inventory is server 1 and server 2. So I need to supply public IP of server 1 and server 2. Okay, so I'm giving that. Let me take the details. Virtual machine server 1. Okay, this is the public IP. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So that is the public IP of the first server. Next, what I need to mention, I'll mention the kind of connection. Okay, Ansible underscore SSH. Sorry, Ansible connection. This is the kind of connection that we are looking into. Then I'll mention it is SSH. And also I need to mention the user. Okay, basically the username, nothing else. What was the username that we have? It's Azure user, right? So this is the first set. Similarly, I need to provide it for the second one also. So here I need to change that public IP. Let me take it from here. Okay, this is the second IP. Okay. Okay. Then I'm just saving it. I'm just getting that. See, these are the details that I have saved. So Ansible target. Oh, let me edit it to Ansible target 2. Okay. Okay, now I have Ansible target 1 and Ansible target 2. Okay. Okay. If you have any questions, just you can.
So basically, those targets are the servers, right?
Yeah, that's at the servers. What we did was we mentioned two, these are the inventory file. So inside that inventory file, what we did was we just mentioned first target. Target is our one IP, which means our one server. And the other IP, target 2 is the other host that we have. These two machines that I am talking about, T1 and T2, the server 1, server 2. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And let me try to ping. Do you know what is ping? Ping is for testing the connection. Okay. Minus M ping minus I inventory.txt. Okay, sorry. Give me a second. So let me see what all things we have. I have one SH file which is created and an inventory file which is also created. Okay. This is the key PEM that I have here. So basically this is an SH file that created for installation of the Ansible. This is the inventory file. Okay. Now the next is, let's say, we have created one inventory file as well. Now we need a playbook file. Okay. So in playbook file, what we normally mention is the task and all things that we need. Okay, so what I'm creating is I will create one playbook. Okay. Okay, I'll mention Nginx playbook. Okay. Dot YAML. Here, I need to mention the details of the task that I need to perform. Okay. So basically what I'm trying to do here, what I'm doing is I'll mention those, like I have to install few things, then some things I need to do. So first of all, what I need to do is like I'll give me a second. Okay. First of all, what I'll do is I need to mention like the name and the details of this metadata, we will call it like that. Means the name of a playbook, and also we need to mention to which group or which host that we need to use for this playbook, like which let's say which all servers that we need to target, like that. Okay, so I'll explain that. I have a couple of things with me. Let me take it to you. Okay, currently I'm copying it. I have that details. Why I'm copying is that intent is very important. Means the spacing. Okay, so these are the details that I will be using. Okay, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm setting up a Nginx server. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of things that we have mentioned. So say this is the main task. This is the main task that we will be like the main, we can call it as a metadata or something. Basically, here the name mentioned, okay, it will provides the name of the playbook. That's it. Okay, so it is like setup Nginx server on my server list. We have two servers in list, right? So we are trying to set up Nginx server inside that. And here we have a host, right? Host means it will specify the group of host. Okay, that means on which the playbook will run. So if the playbook is running, which will be the targeted thing. Okay, so we mentioned web. We can mention whatever we require. So web or something, it is a group that we need to like we used a group name that we need, that we use to identify the service. Okay. Okay, so host web I mentioned become true. Become true means that is like it is indicating that the playbook should be executed with what with higher privileges, pseudo kind of administrator kind of level of permissions that need. Okay, so these are the basic playbook details that we will mention in the first block. And when we comes to the task, there are different kind of tasks that you can see over here. First is like install the, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can like interfere in between if you are facing any difficulties. Okay, So the task here, see, all are different tasks, like installing the latest version of the Nginx. Okay, so actually command, okay. I think Nginx sudo apt install I need to mention. Okay. So here, okay, here my servers are basically this thing, what? Ubuntu ones. So I'll do sudo apt install. That's what we need here, right? Because our servers are Ubuntu based. So if it is yum or something, then we need to have some RHEL kind of flavors. We don't need that. Currently, we are using Ubuntu. So sudo apt install nginx -y. -y is for yes. Okay, it will do that. And there are some arguments that I mentioned creates. It ensures that the command runs only, okay, if this directory is not available, okay, which means if you reinstall, this directory will be there, then it will not create, okay. So basically the command will ensure that it will be run only if that is not available or it is not existing. So basically it's a preventing, it will prevent reinstallation if this directory is already available, okay. And the next step, that's the task that I mentioned, is I need to start the Nginx server, okay. So in that what I'm mentioning in the service, I mentioned Nginx, and state I mentioned started, which means basically we are ensuring that the Nginx service is started. That's it, okay. Name is like just a, what I can say, it's basically that description of the task. And the next is what? Enable Nginx. So I just mentioned that Nginx and enabled, yes, you will get it from there, right? So we just enabled it, right? Enable Nginx, which means it will ensure that the service is enabled to start at boot. Then there is another task, ensure Nginx is the latest version. Just another command to verify whether it is having what kind of version it is having, okay. Then next thing, what? It's a status of the installed Nginx, whether we are just checking what's the status, whether it's running or what it's ideal or it's stopped, to get some details of that. That's why it is used. Then the next task is for copy some file to the remote server. We have, if we have some kind of details with us, we can copy that. For example, actually, I don't have any files with me now, but I will do one thing. Okay, here we have, my name is Azure user, right? Azure user. Here also it is Azure user. Azure user. Oh, okay, here also I'll mention that. Later we will discuss it. Okay, so here what I'm doing is Ansible copy file to remote server. So I can copy some file from my local server to the remote server as well. Okay, provided if we have a text or that kind of file in our local. So I need to mention the source and the destination. Source is our one, destination is the target that we are looking into. And the last and the final step is deploy HTML file. If I have some index.html in my source, then it can be put in the destination file. Do you remember, if we have one configured or custom index file with us, we can we have deployed it in the Nginx server. Do you remember that? Actually, we showed with some kind of custom HTML page. There is one default page whenever the Nginx is coming in, but it will give us a different page also, like if we have configured that. Okay. Any questions? Any things that I need to cover again? Just mention so that I can look like I can explain that. Any task, basically it's a different task. So whatever we did for Azure pipelines, similar kind of setups, but it's simple. It's very, very precise and very simple to understand. So if you have any things, just give me a heads up so that I can look into it. Otherwise, I'll just move on. I think no questions. Shall I move on? I'm waiting for the chat also. Okay, great. So it's fine. And let me save this file then. Perfect. Okay. I'm make sure that this Nginx playbook is having the whatever I mentioned, exactly what I mentioned, it is there. Okay. Perfect. So you can just go through this one by one task once again to make sure that it is there. Meanwhile, I'll get something for you. Okay. So I'll go to that and I'll do one more thing. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll explain that. Okay. Basically, this is the task that we are looking into to perform in every service. Let's say currently we have 2 servers. I'm planning to do it in 100 servers also. Okay. So let's say these are the tasks that we need to do. And let's see how it will work. Okay. And here I have mentioned web. Okay. Web is a group name. I said it's a group name. So if it's a group name, then I need to mention that in my where this thing inventory. Okay. So this is my inventory file, right? So I can group it. Basically, I can group it. How I can group it is I can mention it in the square bracket. Okay. If I put like this, then that means it's a, yeah, I can show in a different way. Cat. Okay. See, I put one square bracket inside. I mentioned web, which means these 2 targets are in a group called web. Okay. So if I call web, that means I am calling these 2 servers. If I have other servers also, I can name it in different names, group it in different names, and I can call it that also. That means if I have VMs in different environments like development, UAT, production, pre-prod, whatever, we can group it and we can call it according to that group name. Currently, I mentioned web here. That's why I am using web over here. Okay. Any questions you can ask? Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to ping it. Okay. Earlier, I just run one command. Let me try to run that once again, whether it will work or not. Ansible web minus Windows. Okay. So I'm getting some errors, which means there are some issue with the files, basically whatever. Yeah, let's see. Let me see. Okay, both are unreachable. Okay. Okay, I'll come to that why this is giving this unreachable and all. Okay, I'll come to that. There's a command that I need to run for this. 1 second. Eval. This is a different thing. Just I'm checking whether that that connection is there. Actually, you don't need to think about it, but I'll explain this later once I did this. Okay. See, now I get green, right? Which means Ansible target 1, Ansible target 2, the connection is working, which means ping is working. Okay, I send ping and I got a response called POM. Okay, do you get that?
Okay.
This is
So
what I did was, yeah, and I can say you, earlier this was not working because there was one issue. Okay, the key don't have enough permission. So I just evaluate, I just run this command. It is like what it did was it adds key.pem. Key.pem is the, like you remember, I downloaded one keypem, right? Exact value. I didn't have anything else. Exact value I have in keypem. So I just run SSH add. That means it will add the identity. Identity means it will like allow that system to authenticate with the remote service. Okay. See, I'm doing SSH add here. Okay, SSH add here. What it will do is it will add. I mentioned one key.pem file, right? You remember I downloaded one, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so SSH add keypem means I added this file over here, and these servers are also using the same pem file. Okay, I'm not using a different one. Same one I'm using. Okay, so I just mentioned, okay, use this key pem as an identity. So it will authenticate. Okay, keep them, whether keep them is there, they will check, and yeah, keep them is there. So the connection will happen. That's how the connection is happening. I just show this because when I am running a file, I'm able to connect it to the service. That's what I want to show. Actually, you don't need to be like what I can say, you don't need to be overthinking on this because you will not be using this in future. This is just what it is. I just show you how to do that ping. Okay, ping is just a connectivity checking, whether that server is reachable or not, like that.
Okay. But so like
Mm.
earlier, as you said that, I mean, we are using Terraform for building the infrastructure, and Ansible is used to, just configure those infrastructure. So in
Yeah.
this case, like, how is the Ansible configuring here? Like, uh, I mean, though like we created the VMs like through the portal
Mm.
and trying to configure it through the Ansible, but how is it configuring? Like, what are the things like Ansible is doing over here?
Yeah. Till now, we didn't do anything with Ansible. Okay. Only the thing that we did was currently in our inventory list, we have two servers. Okay. You can see, right?
Yes,
We have two files, two servers, right? Two servers.
yes, sir.
And we mentioned that two files as group called web. Okay. So if I call web, then that means I can use these two servers. Okay. Got it?
Mean?
Yeah, I can show in a different way. So I have okay. See here now I have web, right? I'll add another this called, oh sorry, another group called web one. Okay. See, currently I have two groups, web and web one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you remember earlier it was like in this group we have two servers, right?
Yes.
And if I run Ansible web, I call that group and I mention just ping that. Okay. Ping means just checking whether connectivity is there or not. That's it. And I referred what? Inventory. Okay. So it will try to connect to these two servers. Okay. Fine, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Next, let me try to do that.
And these servers are in Ansible, right?
No, these servers actually separate servers that in our cloud. Now we are trying to connect with the help of Ansible.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We didn't install anything inside that service, right? We only installed the server thing Ansible in our local server, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So with configuring that, we are trying to connect to the remote servers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See here, Ansible web I am mentioning. Web means here I have two, right? Two groups, web and web one is there. Earlier, I have only one group called web. So whenever I am calling web, it will call these two servers. Okay. So now I am trying to do the ping test once again. Let's see how it works. See, I got only one response, right? Right.
Yes.
Ansible target one success, right?
Yes.
Earlier, I got what? I got two responses, right?
Yes.
One and two. Okay.
So what does it mean?
It means here I called web. Okay. At that time, how many servers I have in that group? Two servers.
Two servers.
Now, how many server I have? I have only one, right? The other
Yes.
server is in web one.
Okay.
It's a different group.
Okay. Okay.
So let's say if this is a development, this is a production, I can authenticate it with what? In separate manner, right? I don't need to club it all, right? For
Yes.
example, I need to check the connectivity with the web one, then I need to mention web here. If I need to mention only the servers that comes under the group web1, then I need to run what?
Web
I need to run
1.
this, right?
Yes, sir.
So see, I got this answer. This is a very basic thing, which means we are using Ansible to test the connection, whether that server is available or not, like that.
Okay.
Okay. This is a
Just for
simple
only
thing.
testing.
Yeah, just as part of testing, we just use Ansible to test whether our what? Our
Server is
server is
available or not.
available. Yeah. I grouped that server into two groups, web1 and web. So I can take it individually. For example, I can make a group of development environment. I can make a server group of production environment. Like that I can do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just updating that. Okay. Okay, let it be. Okay, now you got it, right? What all
Yes,
things?
sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
now you got
basically
it.
we are just testing the servers whether they are available right now through the Ansible. But also,
Exactly.
sir,
Mm.
I mean, as in the earlier sessions, like we discussed, like Ansible also used for the configuration, right? I mean, for
Yeah.
changing the infrastructure of the VM, uh, like
For example,
upgrading the RAM or storage.
we need, let's say, if we need to install a server in in a VM, we can do with Ansible.
Okay,
If we
we
need,
can also do that, right?
yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's what we are going to do currently. See,
Okay,
we only used inventory now. Okay, we didn't use that playbook file.
okay,
Okay, we didn't consume that. Now we are going to consume it.
okay.
Okay. For that, actually, we need to run a command Ansible playbook. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, let me recollect that this thing. Name of that file. Okay, Nginx playbook. Okay. Ansible playbook. Nginx playbook. Okay.
Okay.
Let me run it. And minus V is for verbose. Like it will give it will give the status. Like yeah, let's see. See, like this it will show you. Place setup engineering server on my servers list. Scripting. What happened? No servers matched, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Get inventory. I'm getting some kind of error, whatever. Okay, because no host match like that. Okay, which means no host matched. Okay, make a note of it. So here, whenever we are installing Ansible, one directory will be created. Okay, inside etc. Okay, /etc. If I list the files, you will see one file called Ansible. See, there is one thing, right? Ansible, right? I need to go to that. Okay. So there
Okay.
are 1, 2, 3 files we can see. Okay. What was the error that we are getting? We are getting no host match, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That means, let me check this host. Okay. Sudo vim hosts. Okay, there are so many comments, but I don't have anything over here. So what I need to do, I need to add web. Web is my group, right? Web. Then I need to mention the IP of the host, which means we are using our one server as host, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like this server. This server is the host, right? This server.
Yes, sir, it's a host.
Yeah, I'm taking that IP of that, this thing, and I'm putting over here. Also, I'm adding the other one also, web one. I have web one, right?
Yes.
2 groups. Okay, I'm adding this over here. Okay, I just updated it. Okay.
So
Okay.
basically two hosts then.
Yeah, like I just mentioned group over there, right? That's why I added 2 times. If I only
Okay.
have one group, then I don't need to add, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, everything fine, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now, let me go back to the directory. Okay, this is my directory. Let me run that once again. What was that command? Ansible playbook nginx playbook.yaml -v. Yes. See, it is giving us some kind of details, right?
Yes.
Okay. At the end, I can see OK6, unreachable 0, failed 1. Okay, so which means an exception occurred during this to see full traceback. Okay, which means file not exist. Okay, some file is not existing. Okay, let it be like that. Okay, no issues. But let's say there are a lot of things I got. What was that? Task install the latest version of nginx, right? That is the one task that we have mentioned, right?
Yes.
In that Ansible file I'm thinking, like in this Playbook file, right? Install the latest version. So that is done. Nginx start, that is also okay. I'm getting okay. That's fine. Then the next is enable Nginx. That's also okay, which means we are getting that. Then ensure Nginx is in the latest version, which means it's checking the version, and probably it will, yeah, this is the version of Nginx. Okay. Now get status of the installed Nginx changed. Okay, 20, this one. It will mention active running. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And here an exception is okay. What is the command issue? Ansible copy file
Ansible
remote
copy
server.
file.
Okay. It is giving an issue, right?
Yes.
Let's say what we did on that. Before that, I'll do one thing. I have these two. Okay, let it be. I'm just checking whether that is coming now. Yeah, let's take it. It's on time. Meanwhile, okay, I'm getting an exception over here. Let me check that YAML files once again. Nginx playbook YAML. Okay, what all things I have here? See, Ansible copy file to remote server, which means it is trying to copy some file, but I don't have this file, right? See, ls, do I have this file here?
No, sir.
No, right?
No.
Okay. If I have this file here, then that may like do that. Okay. So yeah, I'll create one file, sample.txt. I'm just putting hello a test file. Okay, now I have one file, right? Sample.txt is there, right? Let me
Yes.
try to run that Ansible command once again. Okay. Setup and Nginx, all things. Okay. See, here Ansible copy file. What happened? It run because what? Currently we have one file with us, right? That's why. Earlier we don't have that file. That's why we got error, right?
Yes, sir.
Here an exception occurred during tax execution to see full traceback. Okay. Here Azure, okay, index HTML I mentioned, but I don't have, right? Here also I don't have index, right?
Yes,
See
sir.
here, home, Azure user, index.html it is mentioning. File not found. Could not find, see, could not find or access this file. I don't have that file in my place, right?
Yes.
Let me take that file. Pages. I have that file with me in the previous, from the previous this thing. I have one. Do you remember earlier? I have one HTML file. I'll create one vim index.html, and what I'll do, right? I'll copy paste it over here. Now I have one index HTML file also. Okay. Let me try to run that command once again.
So which kind of file it is, sir?
Yeah, one HTML file. Do you remember when we
For the web?
yeah, for the web server.
Okay, okay. For the latest website, right?
Yeah,
Upgrading the website.
yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Uh, 2874 to okay, 21. Let me try this.
Uh, is it a port 80, sir?
Yeah, it's port 80. Can you just try that these IPs in your system? Maybe that will work. Maybe sometimes there is an issue with my.
Let me just get the IP 20.
Yeah, I can give you the IPs in the chat.
Okay.
This is the one IP. This is the another IP. And meanwhile, let me get that inventory once again. Okay, 170. I think 170 should work. One seventy, right? 170.
No, sir, they are not working.
Okay, yeah, let me check. Port 80. It is allowed only. That means it should work. Okay, let me do one thing. Get inventory. I'm just removing that group. Okay. I'm just updating the group and I'm putting all in one group. Okay.
Okay.
But you can segregate it like this. No issues on that. But to understand it easily, I'm just putting it in a single list. And let me go to cd etc/etc/Ansible ls hosts. Okay, I think I did a mistake. Let me check what it is under host. Okay, I added a wrong. I added wrong this thing IP over here. Let me try to edit it. Okay, because I put the address of this VM.
Okay.
Okay, see, if you see here, I see this is the host details, right? I
Yes.
need to put these right, these two. That was the mistake that I did. So sudo vim hosts and let me edit it. I'm just removing web1 now because I'm using web, right? Currently, I changed it to
So
web, right?
should we put the servers IPs on the host?
Yeah, here we need to supply that.
Okay.
I try to do this. Two IPs, I just apply. Okay, let me run that once again. Ansible, Playbook, Engines Playbook -v. Gathering facts, install the latest version of Nginx, start Nginx, ensure task, deploy HTML file. I think I got all these things. Let us dig into that once again. Okay. So install gathering facts. It is giving, okay, 2 IPs we are getting. That's fine. Install the latest version of Nginx. It is installed, okay. Now task, start Nginx. It is giving okay. That means it is starting. Now next is enable Nginx. It is also giving okay. That means it is happening. Now task ensure Nginx is the latest version. It is checking the versions, and that's fine. Installed, it is getting the status of the installed Nginx. That's also fine. Copy file, okay, that I have copied. Deploy HTML file, that's also happening. Okay, so 2 IPs I'm getting. Let me check it. Yeah, it is working,
That's
right?
working. Okay.
It's working, right?
Yes, sir, it's working now.
So actually what we did, actually we use this host with the help of a playbook and a inventory. We mentioned something and the installation is completed, right? We didn't logged into the service, exactly correct?
Yes, sir.
But we are able to configure something inside this.
Okay.
Like this, mainly like the applicability of this Ansible is like whether we need to do some patches, some kind of server things. Everything that come inside a server can be easily configurable. Okay. Which
Okay.
means if we need to run an Nginx server, run an Apache or Windows machine, if it is a Windows machine, then like Ansible is having, my system is Windows, right? My local
Yes.
system, my laptop. So if I need to use that leverage Ansible here, I need to use WSL, that is Linux. Okay, WSL it will call WSL. WSL. That's the Linux itself. Okay. If you search for it, you will you can able to understand what is WSL.
But sir, how could we do some changes in the configuration? Like you said, like we can, change some RAM storage of the VM through the Ansible.
That kind of things basically, normally in our industry, that kind of things mostly we will be using with the help of Terraform. Okay. The configuration change means the SKU changes and all because it is outside.
Yeah.
It is outside that VM, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if we need to redeploy or something, then we will use the Terraform to do that. With Ansible also we can do that. Like we can create VMs and all things we can create with the help of Ansible, but it is handy with Terraform. So normally we did not redeploy or those kind of things with Ansible. But the potential of Ansible is like this. When we need to perform these kind of activities, patching, which means if any updates are coming in, or if we need to do some commands, some kind of things that we need to perform inside a server, like that kind of things that we can take care with the help of what? This Ansible. Now you understood, I think.
Yeah, yes, sir. Only the server configuration can be done easily on the Ansible.
Yeah, inside that, actually server provision is possible, but mostly Ansible is using for example, if we need to provide an access to a user, okay, then with the help
Okay.
of this script also we can provide like that. There are a lot of use cases for that, but like if you are understanding, okay, with the help of a single file, if you can handle multiple servers, that concept that you need to understand basically. You can
Okay.
explore Ansible further. Okay, that's another keys. But what you need to understand is with the help of Ansible, basically what all things we need is a playbook and an inventory. With the help of that, if we install an Ansible in a local system, we can handle multiple servers that we have available in remote. That's the
Okay.
idea that you need to understand. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So here we have configured some Nginx server. Like that, you can search over it. You can use out of like ChatGPT or whatever you can use, and try to find some other alternatives also.
Oh,
Got it. That's how we will improve our like ability to do things.
yes, sir.
So, any questions, anything related to this?
No, sir. So far, I think no question.
Okay, then let us check whether that we have copied one file, right? We copied one file to that what? That VM, right? We copied one file. You remember one sample text we copied, right?
Yes, sir.
Let us check whether it is there or not. I'll check 170. Okay. See, it is server one. It is here,
Sample.
right?
Yes, sir.
This is the first time we are logging into this machine, and we are able to see that.
Okay, the file has already come.
Come. Okay, let's try to connect the other server. What was that IP 189? Yeah, it's there now.
Okay, okay.
I'll do one thing. RM sample.txt. Okay. Yes. Okay, I deleted that. Okay. I removed that file, that sample text. Okay.
Okay.
Exit. Now I'm going to my inventory file. Let me clear it. Inventory. Okay. I'm editing it. What I'm doing is I'm adding another to web one. Okay, I'm segregating into different groups. That's it. Web one, or let's say web and app, let's say. Okay. So basically what I did have, currently I have two groups. Okay. Web app. Okay. And do you remember my Ansible, sorry, Nginx playbook YAML file is having host which is related to web, right? If I run this, it is only applicable for this, right? Did you get that?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, see, here I mentioned web here, and if I mention host web here, then it is only applicable for this web group, right? If I
Yes.
need to run something for app, then I need to mention for app. Then only I can do that, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll edit the same in this etc/Ansible. I have something right over there in host. Vim hosts. Here what I have. Here I have web. I will mention another group called app. Okay. Okay, I forgot to add a sudo because administrative level permission is needed. Okay. Okay, now I have updated. I just segregated it to different groups. Let me run that Ansible playbook file once again. Playbook, Nginx, YAML, -v is not needed because it is for verbose. It will show us that details. If I didn't mention a -v, it will not give that kind of thing. See, it will only mention, okay, that is done, that is done, that is done, that is done, like this. Okay. Okay. See, do you identify anything? Earlier we are getting 2 IPs. Now we are getting only one, right?
Yes.
Because that is only applicable to one group, because we have web there, right? If we need to do that for that app, then we need to have a separate Nginx file for what? That app group, right?
Okay.
The advantage is we can segregate it with the group. So if we need to run for a certain group of machines, we can run with the help of this playbook. And if we need to apply a different perspective or different task or something for different VMs, that's also possible, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you got it, right? What I am explaining, what all things that we have discussed today.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Just need some practice.
Yeah. Just have some practicals overhead. So what the entire thing is, what we did was in the lab, we concentrated on 3 servers, 1, 2, 3. And first one is the host. We installed Ansible in that, and we tried to ping this 2 servers. It is happened. And we just installed configure one Nginx server in both, and it is also done with the help of Ansible. That's the power of Ansible. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. It was a lengthier one, but it was nice.
So, sir,
Hmm.
can you just tell me like how can we like configure those servers for Ansible? Like what are we gonna do?
Means I didn't get that question. Can you repeat it?
I mean, so far like we install Ansible in the host VM and then Nginx on the both rest of the servers, and so I mean servers are working finally anyway. But what exactly does this Ansible is gonna do now? Like how can we configure, or like in a real time scenario, like
Yeah,
what are we going to
that's
do?
what. For example, if you have a group of servers, let's say we got a requirement to configure Nginx servers in every instances. Okay, every machines. Normally,
Okay.
what we will do, we will go to system one, we will run the command, we will install, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth, right?
Yes.
Consider we will take 10 minutes for one system. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 60 minutes, which means 1 hour we need to spend, right?
Okay.
Okay. If this we have in our pocket, maximum for the fresher, let's say if someone who is learning and all and who is coming in first time, they can do it with it in 30 minutes, right?
Yes.
If we have this in handy, we don't need actually 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes, right? Do you get that advantage? We don't need to spend 1 hour for this. At least
Yeah.
15 minutes is enough. See, do you think this is a case of six machines? If I have 100 machines and the client is requesting me to install Nginx in that, how difficult it will be, right?
Yeah.
If
Same as
we,
Terraform, like how
yeah,
we were like, creating the
definitely,
infrastructure, like, yeah,
definitely, we are automating it, right? Those that
yeah.
tasks that we are automating.
So there we could easily create both the servers and the
Hmm.
virtual machines and all. But
Hmm.
in this Ansible specifically, we can focus on the servers, like
Yeah, like
installing
configurations. We will never call it as servers. We will call it as configurations. Like
configurations.
configuring a server, like Nginx server, or like something else, like installing some set of packages. Let's say we need, like we have 100 VMs. Okay, we are getting a query like we have 100 VMs. We need to install Python. Okay, Python 3 in every machines. We need to install, for example, Docker in every machines. We need to install what is the other thing? Okay, kubectl. Okay, kubectl in others. If I need to install all these, like how much time it will take, right?
Yeah.
In that scenarios, what we can do, we can create a playbook. Inside that, we can mention currently what we mentioned in this playbook. Currently, we mentioned okay, uh, Nginx playbook. What we mentioned was install latest version of Nginx, right? Sudo apt install Nginx, right? If we need to install Docker, we can mention that task, right?
Yes.
We can mention Docker install Docker command. We can mention kubectl command. We can mention Python 3 command. We can mention pip. That's another installer. Or we need any other packages,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever the configuration we can easily
Yeah,
install.
yeah. We can just run an Ansible playbook. It will install in the whatever that target it have. It can install.
Yeah.
So.
Because in Terraform, like in the last session,
Hmm.
I mean, we already created the virtual machine and all, but the time when we were installing doing some configuration, like the server
Ah,
configuration, like it took some
yes,
time.
yes, 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 yes.
So that's why I guess like Ansible is fast in that case.
Yes, exactly. Because uh, whenever we are doing, like we can do that configuration with Terraform, no issues, but the entire process is taking more time, and our infrastructure will not be get ready one till that apply is applied, right? That infrastructure is creating. Once we need to wait, and then it is creating later only we will be able to use it once the infrastructure is proficient. If we
Yes,
are able to create our infrastructure, if we are provisioning our infrastructure earlier with Terraform, the later configurations can be done with Ansible, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the difference. But both are the automation thing. Those are for IAC, infrastructure as code. You can do provisioning and configuration with the help of Terraform and Ansible, but Terraform is morely into provision, Ansible is morely into
Provision
configuration.
configuration. Yes.
Got that difference, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Got it.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Thankfully.
So that's it. That's it. I think, yeah, that's it. Today was, I think, a lengthier, but actually that thing is addressed. That's what I need. Hmm?
Yes.
Okay, just I'm recommending do this hands-on, then it will help you out to sort it out. Hmm?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, okay. Yeah, then that's it. Let me conclude, like, let me wind up the session. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.